Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC, back from the shop. We are going to pick up on the September builds. On the last video I finished up, I was talking to you guys about the October stuff, but I had just gotten back the 3 AEB-L stainless blades from September. So all the October stuff is now put on hold. I got a really good head start on those, but I really need to start focusing back on the September now that they're here. So all the October stuff is on hold, and I need to get these all done. So what needs to get done besides everything is I need to clean all these back up. They come back from heat treat, and there's little marks, and they have that kind of straw kind of color to them. So I need to clean them all up, and then we're gonna do maker's mark. And then we start prepping for handles. What are we doing for handles? Just as a reminder, the bud is getting this Raffir. This is some Alum Curly composite. It's red. So we're getting that on the bud. The rock copper is getting this pearl blue kieranite, which is pretty cool stuff. I've done a blade in that before. And the Torcido is getting this poplar, which is absolutely beautiful. And it's getting a Juma Gem, yeah, I said it, Juma Gem inlay. So I have to work on the inlay, and it's gonna get copper or brass hardware with, different liners. I'm gonna do like black and white liner material on it, and this one's gonna be a lot of work because I have to basically build the scale. So I'm gonna have to cut it all up, build it, glue it, then I can start putting it onto the handle. So that one's gonna be a lot of work. So we're gonna get started. I gotta clean them up first and put all the maker's marks on everything, and I think all of these are being hand satin. Nope, the bud, I'm looking at my notes. The bud is supposed to get acid etched. So I gotta acid etch the bud, which is gonna look really good with that red. And the Torcido and the rock copper are gonna be hand sanded. So, but either way, I gotta clean them all up and get the maker's marks on them first before we start moving on to final finishes, etc. So let's go get to work. All right, guys, got them all cleaned up. The Torcido and the rock copper are gonna get some polishing done on it. I'm gonna do the maker's mark. The Torcido, because it is a Cheeto Bandito design, is gonna get my maker's mark and his maker's mark. And then I'm gonna polish it up a little bit because these are, it's gonna be a hand satin finish on this one. So it's going to be very similar to that, just polished up just a little bit to get that looking really good. But excellent blade, you got the nice 4 fingers. Looking forward to getting these handles done. That's going to be a complete job, and I like being able to push myself, challenge myself to do something like that. And then with the rock hopper, one of my favorites. It's just a really good design. And the bud, which is also really, really fun. And this thing is going to be a really thin little slicer. Looking forward to getting that one done, but this one's getting acid etched and tumbled. But before I do, I like to put the maker's mark on it as well. So the next step is maker's mark. So I'm gonna go try to get that done. Well, there they are, guys. Got all of the maker's marks put on them. Got Torcido, and Torcido gets the Cheeto Bandito maker's mark put on that. Turned out good. The rock hopper looks good. And the bud. I tried to get the bud really deep because this one's going to get acid etched and tumbled, which I might go clean this one up and do that, but I need to get the handles kind of shaped up. So the bud is going to get this refer, and so basically what I need to do is tape up, well, I can't tape up the blade, I need to go acid etch it, but I need to kind of roughly cut out the handle to do that. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to cut all this off, have this left over. Maybe I could do a bead with it. So I'm gonna have that, and then I have to do the same thing with the rock hopper. Now the rock hopper is gonna be hand sanded, so at this point I could tape up this blade to protect it so that I can move on to doing the pearl blue Kieranite on this guy and getting this one looking good. I think I'm gonna use that side as the outside. So, yep, I'm gonna be able to get this piece, just basically I'm gonna cut it in half and then cut it to shape for the handles on this one. So, looking good. I just need to get these taped up, protected, so that I can start working on the handles. These two are gonna be easy. So the bud, the rock hopper are just getting the single. This one is gonna be a little bit more in depth. It's gonna be a multiple piece construction, and basically what I have to do before I can get into anything, I need to build the scales. And I might just have to do a completely separate video on how I'm building the scales for this one. So at this point, this one's gonna kind of get set aside so I can go start getting those handles. I might get these two to the point where they're glued up, or at least the rock hopper, because that's got to get acid etched and tumbled, and that's going to take extra time. But the rock hopper is on its way. So we are getting there, guys. So let me get these guys worked on, and I'll touch back with you. All right, guys, I've been hard at work. So the rock hopper scales are somewhat ready to go. I got the holes drilled. I just have to give them the rough shaping before we're ready for glue up, but we're really, really close to glue up. I need to do the fronts here, the angle, and then round all that off and put them on a little bit of a diet, and the rock hopper is looking good. What do you guys think of that? Acid etched and tumbled the bud. It came out really, really good. Love that. Hope the owner of this will be happy. I'm going to send him a picture here once I'm done videotaping this, but that thing came out really well. And then we'll be working on getting these to the same shape that the rock hopper is. And I told you guys this is a whole thing. So I'm still working on the Torcido. The Torcido is getting the poplar. It's going to get a Juma Gem inlay, and it's going to get, I'm going to do some black and white G10, I think, like this. So I'm going to send these pictures to the person getting this to see if they're happy with kind of that look, or black on the outside with white in the middle. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. But it's a lot of work, and I have to basically glue all of these things together. I got to cut up the poplar, make sure that's even. No pressure on me there. And then I got to do it again to get both of them to match. So that'll be fun. But I'm done for the day, and I don't know how long this video has gotten now. I'm just kind of rambling, but I will catch you guys up and see if this is going to be it, or maybe tomorrow I'll continue. Well, all right, guys, so I just did a live stream. Sorry, it's kind of hard. I want to do live streams just to talk to you guys in person, but then I do work during the live streams, that I could show on the video, but I've been chopping all this stuff up. I'll talk to you guys about this on a separate video. But so the rock hopper and the bud are both looking good. I got the handles, hold on. I got everything drilled. I got everything rounded on the front. So I have to now hand sand all that to the finish, and then it'll be time to glue the rock hopper. And then I have to do the same thing with the bud and get that done too. So this Raffir has, I guess, aluminum or some type of metal running through it to give it that really cool look. It is kind of see-through as well. You can kind of see my finger moving through it. So it's kind of see-through, and then there has that like wire in it. So it's gonna look pretty cool. I've never worked with this before, so we're gonna see what this looks like once it's done shaped, but you can see that I have to round all that off and get that nice and smooth, and then it'll be time to glue both of these up. The Torcido, I've been cutting up all this, and this is nerve-wracking, but I got all of these pieces cut up, and I'm gonna have to be building a scales for this, which I'm gonna do in a separate video, so you guys can see the building of the scales, and then maybe we'll bring it back to getting all of these guys finished up. So that's what I have for you right now. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I just want to show you guys the big mess I made. This new grinder and it gets on the wall, it gets everywhere. I might have to come up with something different for that. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys are having fun with this. We're gonna finish up September very, very soon, but that'll be on the next video. So sorry about that, but please subscribe, like, leave a comment or not. Again, the choice is always yours.